big game tomorrow.
Yes, everyone. Hiren has said it already. Big game. We're live. Thanks everyone for joining. Welcome to Sports Kabri Curiosity and Arun Foot. Like always, with me are Arnav and Hiren. And the agenda for the day is to discuss semi-final number one of the ISL season. First leg is going to take place at the Kalinga Stadium between Odisha FC and Mohun Bagan tomorrow. Huge game. We've got some. This game actually I think is quite exciting because there is backstory to it. Both these teams were in the same group in the AFC Cup. Mohun Bagan, who were the overwhelming favorites to go through, did not. Odisha in the end went through from that group. So I don't know. There's some stories here, and it's quite nice that it's tied up very well as we approach the semifinals of the ISL. What are you expecting from this game?
A very, very good evening, everyone who's watching. And to answer Archana's question, tomorrow, 7:30 at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar, Odisha FC versus Mohun Bagan Super Giants. We're all looking forward to that. And the subplot has many things, with Lobera, a potential candidate to go to Kolkata, which he doesn't do. He would have ended up, of course, with the rivals. A 5-2 victory for Odisha in Kolkata against Mohun Bagan after losing 4-0 in the first leg. So therefore, there's a lot of, subplots, sub-stories in this game. And Mohun Bagan have had an incredible turnaround, with since Havas has come in, since Yoni Kauko has come back onto the field. But Lobera's team has still, gone through it, even though they were behind against the Blasters in the first qualifier and turned it around in extra time. So, lots to talk about.
Yeah, Hiren, Arnav has given sort of a couple of subplots there. Any subplots that you're looking forward to particularly from this game? Because there's so many stories here and a lot of interesting ones.
First of all, hello to everyone. Definitely, I think जिस तरह से दोनों क्लबों के बीच इस सीजन राइवलरी बनी है इन आईएसएल इन एफसी कप both team face each other 4 times, so this is their 5th time. सो एंड एक नई राइवलरी आप देखिए ओडिशा फैन बेस भी ग्रो होता जा रहा है. आई थिंक इस सीजन हमने देखा है कि देयर इज ए ओडिशा फैन बेस में आई थिंक एक अच्छा ग्रो देखने को मिला है. एक जो सब प्लॉट है वो है आई थिंक रिगार्डिंग सुपर कप के टाइम एक सोशल मीडिया पे थोड़ा सा वॉर चला था रिगार्डिंग कि भाई जो एक वो स्टेडियम की अवेलेबिलिटी और जो स्टेटमेंट आया था कि भाई ओडिशा में इनफ प्रैक्टिस पिचेस अवेलेबल नहीं है. उस टाइम पे फिर मोहन बगान फैंस ने भी कुछ यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे ओडिशा फैंस के वो बोला था कि आप तो बोल रहे थे कि इतना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है, पिचेस नहीं है, सारी चीजें. तो उससे भी एक थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे क्या बोलते हैं कि जो राइवलरी है उसमें बढ़ोतरी हुई थी. बट आई थिंक सबसे ज्यादा जो मतलब क्या बोलते हैं कि पिंच ऑफ सॉल्ट और जो मिर्ची आई थिंक ऐड की है वो है यहाँ पे एफसी कप मैचेस. आई थिंक जिस तरह से ओडिशा ने कमबैक किया एंड आप देखिए कि जैसे ही यहाँ पे अभी मोहन बगान नेक्स्ट सीजन के लिए क्वालिफाई हुआ है फॉर द एफसी, आप देखिए उनके फैंस में कितना ज्यादा एक्साइटमेंट है. कोलकाता क्लब्स हैड ए टू मच एक्सपेक्टेशन फ्रॉम देयर क्लब्स टू डू वेल इन द एफसी कप एफसी कंपटीशन. सो आई थिंक वहां पे जिस तरह से ओडिशा एफसी ने उनको यहाँ पे हराया इस सीजन, क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेशन थी कि भाई आप इस बार तो भाई मोहन बगान एफसी कप में अच्छा करेगा ही करेगा. एंड इजी सब हर कोई मान रहा था. हमने भी प्रेडिक्ट किया था कि भाई मोहन बगान आर द फेवरेट्स टू क्वालिफाई फॉर द नेक्स्ट राउंड एंड एवरीथिंग. एंड वहां पे जिस तरह से सर्जियो लोबेरा ने अपनी टीम से परफॉर्मेंस निकलवाया एंड जिस तरह से मैचेस खेले, आई थिंक डेफिनेटली उससे राइवलरी काफी ज्यादा और ज्यादा हिटेड अप हो चुकी है. कलिंगा पे मैच है, अनबीटन रन चल रहे हैं 10-12 मैचों का ओडिशा का. दे हैव ए वेरी सेटल स्कोर. मोहन बगान इज इन अ ग्रेट रन, जैसे सर ने बोला, आफ्टर एंटोनी हॉबास टेक ओवर. आई थिंक दे आर परफॉर्मिंग रियली वेल. सो आई थिंक इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ टॉप टू फाइट. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग इट इज यू कैन सी की स्पान ऑफ 2 leg. I think we will have a lots of football entertainment and very good 2 matches I'm expecting from these two sides.
Yeah, Arnava, Odisha love to play with the ball. They like to keep the ball and try to keep it moving, score goals. You think it'll be an open game? I think Mohun Bagan, of course, also score a fair share of goals. So, you think it'll be an open game which will see a lot of goals, or will the sides be a little more conservative given what's at stake?
I think if we look at the knockouts, then in general, it is a little bit more controlled. One should not forget Odisha had a 120-minute match against the Blasters a few days ago. Diego Mauricio was not fit, as Lobera said afterwards. So that's going to be a factor. I think Diego Mauricio coming on did change the complexion of the attacking unit of Odisha FC. So those are the things. Fitness levels at Mohun Bagan is also a question. So therefore, those factors will come in, but I do see that Odisha will need um, a positive result to go to Kolkata to get something. I think that's something. This is something now different. It's not a one-off game. It's over two legs, like we have in the Champions League or Europa League in Europe. So therefore, you have to play also tactically in the first game. But I do think, let's see where it goes.
Will Lobera be leaving at the end of the season, guys? Do you think it's a
I,
possibility?
I I don't see any reason to leave after just a one season and you are starting with your project. So if anything, between the management and the coach, anything happen that they are not on the same page, then only this can be possible. Otherwise, I don't see any. You can say they have reached the Super Cup final. They have finished in the top four in the sealed race. They have now into the playoffs. They have done well in the Durand Cup also. So I think this is just their first season with a lot of changes. So I don't see to you can say change the coach.
Igor Siman saying Sal's fully fit and available. Huge boost for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. I know in terms of Maurizio, if he does make it fully fit and if he does come back for this game, do you see him starting alongside Roy Krishna?
No.
No.
So Mauricio, I don't see his fit, and I don't think
Okay.
Sahal will also start. I think
Okay.
to me is very clearly that Mohun Bagan has alternatives, and I think they will not risk Sahal at the start. He might be a substitution factor maybe in the second half.
Yeah, Hiren, if you were Sergio Lobera, your striking partnership, do you think you'd go with both the strikers, both the foreign strikers, Roy Krishna and Maurizio?
I think we exactly don't know about the extent of the you can say कि injury to the Diego Mauricio कि कितना वो मतलब है मैच फिट के लिए and I think accordingly जैसे सर ने बोला कि आपको उसको यूज करना पड़ेगा because you have a two leg so ऐसा नहीं कि it's a one of kind match and you will take that risk कि भाई चलो इसको start करवा देते हैं. I think you need to go with the little bit clarity on that thing कि भाई we need him for the two legs. It's just not like it is home match only. So I think definitely, if he is fully fit, then definitely I would start him with Roy Krishna. But if he's not, then I think he will be better be used as a second half sub. जिस तरह से उन्होंने लास्ट मैच पे भी किया था and he made the difference.
Yeah, Anubhav, just wanted to ask you because you said Odisha need to take something to Calcutta. Do you think if it is a draw, or of course let's leave Mohun Bagan winning aside, if it is a draw, do you think it's advantage Mohun Bagan going into the second line?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, if they can get a draw, certainly. But let's not forget that Odisha won 5-2 in the AC Cup. So therefore, they will have at the back of their mind. But Mohun Bagan won 4-0 in Odisha. The first game of the season. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it and seeing what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, Deepak, if you're asking when the first leg's happening, is tomorrow, at home for Odisha. So that's what it is. Yeah, football creators saying don't take Odisha lightly because I don't think anybody is. Nobody's. Hiren, who is favorites for you in this game? And I don't know if are people taking Odisha lightly. You think so?
टू बी ऑनेस्ट फेवरेट्स देखे डेफिनेटली फैंस के दिमाग में वो रिसेंट यहाँ पे फॉर्म एंड सारी चीजें रहती है टू सी मोहन बगान एज द फेवरेट बट आई थिंक ओडिशा इज साइड यहाँ पे आप चारों टीमें जो यहाँ पे क्वालिफाई की है सेमीफाइनल के लिए I think these are the four best, most consistent team in this season's ISL. So we have to remember that. सिंपल एज दैट इट्स जस्ट नॉट लाइक कि आप अब देखिए अगर चेन्नई क्वालिफाई हुई होती या फिर और केरला ब्लास्टर हुई होती तो फिर भी आप बोल सकते थे कि भाई उनके पास यहाँ पे वो थोड़ा सा दिक्कत ये चीज है इनके पास अगर आप देखेंगे तो एटलीस्ट स्टार्टिंग 11 आप बोल सकते हो चारों टीमों की दे हैव अ वेरी गुड स्टार्टिंग 11 एंड प्लेयर्स आर अवेलेबल ऐसा भी नहीं कि मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर इंजर्ड हियर एंड देन सम ऑफ द निकल्स बट almost every player is available. So in that sense, I think competitiveness wise, I'm expecting all the you can say two semi-final. I think it is going to be much more competitive. And Odisha FC under Sajol Libera is also an experienced coach. He won the title in the ISL. So I think there is no doubt about कि भाई यहाँ पे कोई इस तरह का उनकी ओर से यहाँ पे हमें वो देखने को मिलेगा। एक चीज जो मेरे को लगती है कि ओडिशा एफसी नीड्स टू बी केयरफुल इज देयर बैक लाइन। आई थिंक दे gone with the two both the foreign center back also, but उतना मोर्तदा फॉल एंड डेलगाडो ने सॉलिडारिटी नहीं दिखाई जितना उनसे एक्सपेक्ट की जाती है एज अ टू फॉरेन सेंटर बैक। सो दैट इज द थिंग आई वांट टू सी कि हाउ दे आर गोइंग टू मैनेज अगेंस्ट द यू कैन से कि वन ऑफ द बेस्ट यू कैन से कि अटैकिंग प्लेयर्स मोहन बगान हैज। आई थिंक जिस तरह से उनके और सारे प्लेयर फॉर्म में है, मनवीर, लिस्टन, पेत्रातोस, अरमांडो सादिकू, जेसन क्यूमिंग्स, everyone is firing. So you have to be really concentrate and fully focus in this match to stop them. Simple as that. And I think that is going to be really crucial. And Emma Jau की हम बात करते हैं कि he will be the main man for Odisha definitely. But I think how the Putia or Lenny or Princeton is going to support them is going to be really crucial in this workout, because league matches में चलो फिर भी आपको एक यहाँ पे मौका मिल जाता है, but against this quality sides, one or two errors and your game is done. So I think that needs to be really looking after. So I think those are the things जो मैं देखता हूँ कि किस तरह से ओडिशा मैनेज करती है. I think will decide their first leg result.
Yep. I know any favorites for you going into this tie, or do you think it's fairly even?
The first leg, I would say, is even, and the second leg depends on what happens in the first leg. So I would put Mohun Bagan a little ahead of Odisha overall in over these two legs. But if Odisha can get a result tomorrow, they are capable of getting another result in Kolkata, because you've seen that this Mohun Bagan team also under pressure can have problems, like we saw against Chennai. And I am waiting to see if Liston Colasso can do another performance like he did against Mumbai City. Manveer was strong as well. So therefore, consistency for some of the players at Mohun Bagan will be a point. Even Anirudh Thapa, most probably his best match so far in a Mohun Bagan shirt, right? So these things add up. We will see mistakes, as we always do. So therefore, for me, it's a 50-50 tomorrow. But overall, I would think Mohun Bagan would be my favorites. But again, it's the playoffs, and normally the league champions rarely win the playoffs in the ISL.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation. Anu. I think, Hiren, you think that's the case? Is there a little jinx that is there in the ISL?
I think so also. I think that is the thing till now. So definitely वो एक फैक्टर इन हो सकता है। और कई कभी कभी मतलब आप देखिए कि आपने सील जीत लिया और थोड़ा सा वो बैक ऑफ द माइंड या वो थोड़ा सा हो जाता है। आप चाहते नहीं हो फिर भी हो जाता है। ऐसा नहीं है कि आप चाहते हो, बट स्टिल इट्स अ ह्यूमन नेचर। सो वो कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा आप लाइटली ले लेते हो। बट आई थिंक एक चीज, जैसे सर ने एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट बोला रिगार्डिंग दिस, जिस तरह से चेन्नई एफसी ने कमबैक किया था सेकंड हाफ में, व्हेन यू पुट ए मोहन बगान अंडर प्रेशर, आई थिंक दे टेंड्स टू आल्सो मेक सम ऑफ द मिस्टेक, and that's where I think Odisha FC needs to utilize you can say कि 100%. I think they have a, आप देखिए डिएगो मरिशो अगर सेकंड हाफ में खेलते हैं, रोहित कृष्णा, अहमद जाऊ की जिस तरह से आप देखिए कि थ्रू पासिस होती है उनके, जिस तरह से सेट पीसेस या फिर कॉर्नर में बॉल होते हैं, मुर्तजा फॉल का हेडर है। तो आई थिंक दिस आर दी ऑल दी थिंग्स की जो यहाँ पे मेरे को लगता है कि अगर उन्होंने बेटर तरीके से यूटिलाइज किया, देन दे कैन पुट अप ए put Mohun Bagan under pressure. And once Mohun Bagan is in under pressure, I think you have a really good chance to exploit it more. So in that sense, I think Odisha FC have all the you can say ingredients in terms of the gameplay wise कि they can defeat, and already इस पास्ट में आपने कर रखा है, एफसी कप में भी आपने कर रखा है, एंड यू हैव शोन कि यू कैन बीट दिस टीम। नो डाउट उस टाइम पे सिनेरियो डिफरेंट था, मे बी कोच डिफरेंट था, एवरीथिंग वाज डिफरेंट, बट आई थिंक स्टिल ओडिशा एफसी हैज द कैपेबिलिटीज, particularly at the Kalinga. I'm just sir ने बोला कि कलिंगा पे तो at least it's a 50-50 thing.
Do you think that actually happens again? Like Hiren alluded to it, that once you win the league, Shield, a lot of weight is off your shoulders, and you probably even you're not doing it on purpose, but subconsciously you've slowed down and you've relaxed a little more. You think that happens?
It happens automatically. I think both Mohun Bagan and Mumbai City were gearing up to this match on the 15th, right? I mean, last Monday, this was billed as one of the biggest games in the history of the Indian Super League, and it was. And you win it, you enjoy it, you most probably celebrated it, and can you get your act together for at least one more time, so to say, to get a good result tomorrow? Because once you've done that, then the rest comes a little easier. So to me, very, very clear is that's the challenge. That's the challenge now for Mohun Bagan to keep up, and let's hope that they can, and then have an interesting semi-final tomorrow night.
Hiren, the key players for you from Mohun Bagan's perspective for this one?
I think obvious one are the foreigners, Petratos and Johnny Kako. I think those two are obviously the key player. But I'm really interested to see how they are going to line up against Odisha FC. I mean, in a back line, because now Brendan Hamill is also fit. You have a Hector Yutse, Anwar Ali, and Subhash Bose. So will he go for this Petratos, Kauko, Brendan Hamill, and Hector Yutse as a foreigner, or he will, you can say, start with one forward player? Either it will be Jason Cummings or Armando Sadiq when he drop Brendan Hamill on the bench. You can say start with the Brendan Hamill on the bench. So I think those combination will be interesting to see how they are going to line up. Midfield में I think Abhishek Suryavanshi and Thapa जैसे sir ने बोला कि is one of the best game for Mohun Bagan, is obviously the last one against Mumbai City FC. He was brilliant in that game, and that's great to see he's coming back into the form, because in last couple of matches he was not even in the starting 11. So that is going to be interesting this season also. Who will start? Arigu Thapa, Abhishek Suryavanshi. I think Manveer I'm expecting he most probably will start. Petratos is definitely there. Liston Colasso will be also interesting scenario. Will he start? I'm seeing he will start. So Petratos, Jason Cummings or Armando Sadiq, either one of them, Manveer and Liston Colasso. These four I'm expecting might start, and then you have a Johnny Kako plus maybe Thapa or Abhishek Suryavanshi, and then you have a backline. So I think interesting combination, and Anthony Hobas is also attended press conference. So I think he will be back in the sideline in the next match. So that's also a big boost for the Mohun Bagan Super Giant, particularly in this kind of playoff matches.
I know you want to make some early final predictions before I ask you about Odisha's main threats.
See, Mohun Bagan has to decide in what way does Habas want to play the first leg, right? So for him, is it going to be classic Habas, or is it going to be the new Habas, right? So that's the first. So that's the first question. And to me, I disagree with Hiren that I don't think Hamill is going to get a start. I think he'll stick to the formation with foreigners that he's done. He has one centre back, one defensive midfielder, one attacking midfielder, and a striker. That is fine, so to say, foreign. And then he will decide. Tomorrow could be maybe a Cummings match to start, and you stay most probably at the back, and then you see who you play around. That's going to be the interesting one. That you decide which are the players. Let's see how he sort of sets his team up.
Okay, interesting. Anwar, the main threats for Odisha?
To me, of course, Roy Krishna. Of course, Roy Krishna has history with Habas as well, interestingly. I don't see Diego Mauricio starting, because if I interpret Robera right, he was trying to say that the other day Diego Mauricio wasn't fit, but we had to bring him. So therefore, I don't see him starting. I potentially see Isaac as he has to be a little bit wiser in his decision making. And yeah, to me, besides Ahmed Jahu, I guess Princeton and Putea, if they're playing, have a key role to play as well. And of course, also defensive work for Jerry and for Amay. That will be important as well. So that's, yeah, if he doesn't make too many changes. But he might make the one or the
Yeah,
other change depending on how fit the players are after the 120 minutes against the Blasters.
ये
Yeah, Hiren.
ये पॉइंट आप भूल गए थे। हाँ, रिकदेव भाई बोल रहे जो हेमिल को भाई लास्ट मैच में रेड कर दिया था लास्ट में। हाँ, so he will
Oh,
be not
sorry.
available.
Yes, sorry. Hamil's not even there. Yeah, sorry. Why we're talking about Hamil? Yeah. Sorry. Rikdev, very correct. Sorry. Yeah.
Good,
Um,
good.
yeah. Sanskar is asking whether FC Goa can
I, I,
upset Mumbai.
नहीं नहीं
Yeah, yeah.
I want to know आप फैंस भी आप बता सकते हो और सर आप दोनों से भी मैं जानना चाहूंगा who will you start Jason Kimmich or Armando Sadiq in this match?
I would continue starting with Sadiku.
Same. I think so too.
Rahul.
I think so. I think so too.
Cummings to me is a impact sub. You can bring in for 20 minutes.
Yep, I agree. And he's been getting on the score sheet. I don't know why you wouldn't like. You just play him. I think he's doing better. Of course, you've got your main man in Petatosh. So yeah, just keep it going. You're getting the goals. Keep it going. Igos Timash also saying Sadiku. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is
And so I think
yeah
नहीं
yeah
Rahul then तो I think sir Mohun Bagan's starting 11 is almost you can say predictable. I think the boss
Again, Hiren to me is that's what I'm saying. We are looking at the last few games, and from that is it looks like both teams could be starting with similar lineups. But I think there might be one or two surprises here and there in the sense of depending on the fitness of the players, or if the coach feels, okay, today's training wasn't good, maybe I should play someone else. That sort of decision. Otherwise, for me, that would be the only thing. Otherwise, it makes both the teams, it doesn't make sense to make too many changes to the starting 11. Again, the question is, what do you want to achieve? Mohun Bagan might go a little bit more defensive than they went against Mumbai City because they had to win. And this is an away game, so a draw is fine for them. But otherwise, I would think, yeah, same for Odisha, right?
Yep. Is Sal's back or not? Apparently,
Sal is in the squad, but I think that Sahal for me is not a starting player because again, he's just coming back from a long injury again.
And they don't need to take that risk, right? I don't know, they've already got the league shield back. They don't need to force him in, and especially with just a few games left. So that's the thing, I guess. Can Odisha win? Absolutely. I don't think there's any doubt that they've got quality in that side and they are capable of hurting even the best of teams. Yeah, Hiren, you were saying.
नहीं आई वाज सेइंग कि सहल को स्टार्ट कराने का एक और यहाँ पे रीजन ये भी नहीं बनता कि आपका पेत्रा तो सुसुरल पे अभी अटैकिंग मिडफील्डर के रोल पे अच्छा कर रहा है, सादी को आपका आगे अच्छा कर रहा है, मनवीर लिस्टन इज डूइंग वेल, तो अटैकिंग प्लेयर वाइज आप देखेंगे तो आपके बाकी प्लेयर अच्छा कर रहे हैं। सो आई थिंक ये दो सेमीफाइनल में आप उसको एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूशन यूज कर सकते हो। देन मे बी यू माइट थिंक कि भाई अगर आप फाइनल पे रीच करते हो देन यू विल थिंक कि हम उसको स्टार्ट कर सकते हो। आई थिंक वो एक फैक्टर रह सकता है।
Yep. There was a question whether FC Goa can upset Mumbai or not. I don't know. I think these are the four best teams in the ISL. Would you not agree? And any team can pull a victory against any of these teams. Anyone can beat anyone in these four, I think. Do you think FC Goa also can?
Yeah. That is any one of these four teams can win the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've all proved themselves over the course of the season. They've all, at some point or the other, led the race for the title and fought it out. So I think they've all established themselves as strong favorites for the season. Who's the next coach of Mohun Bagan? Guys, what is the future of Abbas, Hiren, and what do they need to look at?
I think it's totally depend on Antonio Habas. Is he interested in the coaching and continuing in that role? Because I think ये तो आप जो half of the season उन्होंने take over किया था. तो I think to you can say कि वो क्लब को थोड़ा सा मतलब उस टाइम पे जरूरत भी थी and he was a sporting director in that role. So I think उन्होंने वो यहाँ पे हाँ बोल दिया बट इट्स ओनली फॉर 6 months तो विल बी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी विल ही इंटरेस्टेड टू कंटिन्यूइंग एज ए कोच और एज ए स्पोर्टिंग डायरेक्टर that will be interesting case. I think at the moment I think focus should be on this ISL playoff matches and then I think Mohun Bagan management and Antonio Habas might have a meeting and then will decide ki, what is the next future course of plan for the club and for the Antonio Habas.
I don't know. Again, I'm just guessing. It looks like he's come just to fill the gap from the midway of the season till the end of the season because they were in a situation. Do you think he would like to continue in this role or go back to doing what he was doing?
First of all, I think we need to see what is his health, because I think the health scare he had in the last few weeks might be a question. It's not still clear. Some have said it was COVID or something else, whatever. So, and he, is I think he is someone who works towards a specific aim. So for me, therefore, he is someone that he look at himself. And when he came in, it was indirectly said, right, that Havas is coming in for a few months, and there'll be someone new in the summer. And let's see what they do. Again, I think this is not the time to have these conversations. These conversations will happen once the playoffs are over. Either they're over next week or the midweek, or they're over on the 4th of May. And then on the 6th of May, let's say, they can start thinking about who could be the next coach. So therefore, for me, again, and we'll be talking about this a lot in the coming weeks.
Hiren, they're saying Habas historically has had a shaky record against a Lobera side, unlike, say, a Quadrat who's been great against Lobera. How do you look at the tactical battle between these two coaches?
I think that's also interesting thing. Definitely both are technically very sound manager. But I think Antonio Habas ने जिस तरह से adopt किया है with this Mohun Bagan squad in this second half of the season, I think that's a very surprising one because Antonio Habas known for his you can say कि traditional footballing side. But उन्होंने भी mention किया था एक one of the interview में कि I go with the what are the kind of player I have in the squad. And I think उस तरह से आप देखें तो आपको उतना ज्यादा क्या बोलते कि वो उस काइंड ऑफ फुटबॉल नहीं देखने को मिला जिसके लिए एंटोनियो हबास जाना जाता है आई थिंक ही ट्राई टू प्ले लिटिल बिट मोर अटैकिंग with the you can say they have a lot more attacking players in this sport either it's an Indian player or a foreigners I think so tactically भी I think अगर आप क्या बोलते हैं कि सर्जियो लोबेरा की बात करें so he likes to have a ball पोजीशन बेस्ड फुटबॉल खिलाने की कोशिश वो करते हैं एंड आप देखिए कि ये अहमद जाऊ के थ्रू ही सारी चीजें अगर आप देखेंगे तो उनकी जो अभी एट द मोमेंट जो टैक्टिक्स दिखती है उसमें ज्यादातर चीजें यहाँ पे आप देखिए कि आइदर इट्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड ऑन द विंग्स और इन द मिडल ऑफ द पार्क सभी जगह पे आप देखिए कि वहां से सारी चीजें जाती है सो आई थिंक इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग विल बी टू सी कि हाउ आप हमने आई थिंक जैसे उन्होंने मेंशन किया कि कार्लोस कुदरत वाले मैच में जिस तरह से उन्होंने यहाँ पे आई थिंक वो डिफेंसिव मिडफील्डर कौन है सर ईस्ट बंगाल का
क्रेस्पो साउथ क्रेस्पो
नहीं साउथ क्रेस्पो नहीं वो दूसरा वाला इंडियन प्लेयर अरे इसका नाम मैं भूल गया
शोभिक चक्रवर्ती
सोहिक चक्रवर्ती को जिस तरह से उन्होंने क्या बोलते कि मैन मार्क करवाया था विथ अहमद जाऊ एंड उसका इम्पैक्ट दिखा था गेम के ऊपर कि भाई उतना ज्यादा आप देखिए कि अहमद जाऊ उस तरह से वो नहीं खेल पाए थे सोहिक चक्रवर्ती सो लेट्स सी इस गेम में किस तरह से वो प्लान लेके आते हैं बिकॉज अगर आप अहमद जाऊ को रोकते हो देन डेफिनेटली Odisha FC needs to come up with a plan B, plan C, how we are going to, you can say, create those chances and score goals. So tactically, it is going to be an interesting matter. Mute.
Sorry. Just want to add to Rigdev's point regarding Lobera's record as well. Against Habas, of course, this is against Mohun Bagan though. Mohun Bagan Super Giant, 7 meetings, he's won four and lost just one. So again, two draws out of one. The stats weigh in favor of Lobera. Does he go? What do you think happens in this first leg? Your predictions for this, and do you think this would sort of give fans confidence as well that they can get the job done against a Habas team?
Again, this is a match of 180 minutes minimum, right? I mean, think about last season, Bangalore FC winning in Mumbai and Mumbai winning the return in Bangalore, right? And then going on to whatever happened after that. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter. The first leg result, if it is not a clear-cut result for the one on the other side, to me is it will be in Kolkata. This match will be decided. But if I look at a lot of football around the world, if you look at whatever happened yesterday, for example, right? Man United winning 3-0, 3-3, and then winning on penalties. Barca leading twice against Real Madrid. Leverkusen again able to score a 97th-minute equalizer, and all these things that have happened. Tomorrow is the first leg, but this tie will be decided on Sunday.
एक और चीज मैं यहाँ पे ऐड करूंगा, जो सर ने लास्ट ईयर का एग्जांपल दिया. लास्ट ईयर हैदराबाद वर्सेस मोहन बागान का भी जो सेमीफाइनल हुआ था, दोनों लेग आई थिंक 0-0 पे ड्रॉ रहे थे जब तक मेरे को. तो आप देखिए कि both the legs with the 0-0 draw, then penalty shootout में आप देखिए जिस तरह से मोहन बागान ने मैच निकाला. So rightly mentioned by this, anything can happen, and this is a crazy thing, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Optimus is asking about this whole treble discussion. How can Mohun Bagan win the treble? The Durand Cup is not the Super Cup. The Durand Cup is a pre-season tournament, first of all. And winning the Shield and the playoffs, I don't know if I have to check with the Americans, but again, you have to win the US Open and then win the regular season and then the playoffs. So I don't know where this whole treble conversation is coming from.
नहीं ट्रेबल में तो सर आई थिंक आपको फिर एएफसी लेवल का भी कोई कंपटीशन जीतना पड़ेगा, एटलीस्ट आपको अगर ट्रेबल कंसीडर करना है. सो यू हैव टू विन द एएफसी कप.
3 different domestic competitions, or one your continental competition and 2 domestic. But I don't know how that, but anyways. Yes, Hiren, coming to you about predictions for tomorrow. What do you expect scoreline for this first leg only?
It is going to be exciting game, definitely. My prediction for this match is I am going with the 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Arnav, scoreline for tomorrow?
I think 1-1 or 2-2.
Okay. Both of you guys.
My prediction was 1-1. My prediction was 1-1 because I think Odisha FC is going to be tired and they just play 120 minutes. So I don't see too much intensity from them. I think it will. So in that sense, I'm expecting a low scoring game.
Optimus for Goa Mumbai will do it tomorrow right after the game. We don't want to get everything out of the way right now, so we'll keep that for tomorrow as well. Somebody mentioned derby. Not a derby per se. Yesterday's game, El Clasico is not a derby. Hiren, although it was a good game, and I thought it was unlucky for Barcelona in the end. 3-2. I thought I'll just ask you your feelings about it, because it was a big game and Barcelona had to win that game to reduce the gap to 5 and then hopefully somehow challenge Madrid for the title. But now it doesn't look like that's possible with Real Madrid winning that game. Your takeaway from this game, because there's been a lot of chatter online today about refereeing decisions.
Definitely. Obviously, when this kind of big match happens, there will be a controversial decision. Then definitely 1 or 2 days social media will be furious about this thing. I'm obviously disappointed as a Barca fan to, as sir mentioned, we have a chance to 2 times we have ahead of Real Madrid, and I think we played decent enough. I don't consider as you can say particularly playing at the Bernabeu and the way we played. I'm in that sense I'm happy with that, and I think individual error of Cancelo are the you can say responsible for 2 the goal we considered. So that sense I'm okay with that, and I think already the La Liga is over for me. I think 8-point gap with the Real Madrid remaining 5-6 games. I don't think so. With this kind of you can say referee decision and everything, So वो तो पहले ही खत्म था. But I think overall a very good fight from Barcelona side, and definitely disappointed with some of the decision. But that is the football, and we have to go on. Simple as that. So I think good thing is this ISL playoff is starting from tomorrow. So I think this loss is going to basically forgotten very soon because I think we'll focus on these semi-finals.
Yep. Optimus Prime. We start our lives usually between
Yeah,
9 to 9:30. Yeah, yeah.
हाँ, एक सर मेरे को सर से पूछना है कि डज इट डिसाइडेड वेयर विल बी द फाइनल. ये अभी तक कोई डिसीजन नहीं बना.
Not announced so far. So there's still discussion. I think again, election is an issue as well. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see.
And what do you think the old age squad of Russia is coming into play? As in, I'm guessing, is Agnev referring? Are you referring to the experience? And
If you again, I think the experience showed against the Blasters. I think the Blasters lacked that little experience to some extent in that game. I don't know what the heat will do to the players because it's hot in Eastern India at the moment. So that will be a factor tomorrow and on Sunday as well. And on the other side, I think it'll be interesting to see how Odisha cope after that quite tiring game against the Blasters. So that's something that is also there as a factor.
I know Sanskar is asking do we have the away goals? We don't.
The away
have
goal
it.
rule has been removed in Europe and it has not been there in India as well. So therefore, if it ends, let's say 2-1 today and Mohun Bagan win 3-2 on Sunday, it means extra time.
Yeah, extra time and then of course penalties. Anuma, I just want to ask you as well about the Clasico. You think, what do you make of the game and these decisions that have been spoken about heavily today?
Scandalous to say the least.
Yeah.
I think that Barca goal, even without goal line technology, is clearly visible. The ball went over the line, and the Vasquez penalty. It's the same one as with Saka the other day against Bayern.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a penalty, and actually for Vasquez, it's a yellow card. Therefore, so to me. It's quite shocking. But again, we've seen also the other day a Spanish referee between West Ham and Bayer Leverkusen. It's something which is scandalous. So the Spaniards have a referee issue at the moment, I think, with VR or without VR. So it's not an Indian issue. Again, we have Nottingham Forest with their statement yesterday against the refereeing in the Premier League. Refereeing is a problem everywhere, or is an issue which is being discussed everywhere with or without VR. So for me, it's not an Indian thing. That the second VR comes in, the discussions will be less. I think, we need to find solutions to it. And to say, Hiren is trying to reconnect, I think, but we'll see if he's able to before we.
I just want to put out clarification. Hiren, I think, has had to leave.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so Hiren will be back tomorrow though for the game. So just an update on that. He had to go for some work. But just to explain the away goal rule, it's pretty simple. I think if the teams are tied at the end of both legs, then there was a rule, at least in Europe, followed in the Champions League, of course, that if you scored more away goals, you go through, even if you're drawn on aggregate. So that was the rule, and now it's not there anymore. I don't know, just in general, do you think the away goal rule was good? It meant that the fan support meant something. It paid sort of.
I mean, I've seen this rule there nearly all my life, so it is very weird when they removed it, right? So for me, it's suddenly gone. But again, it's why is it a bonus? Because you've scored one extra goal away, so you've scored 3 and the others have scored 2. I guess without it also works. So therefore, I'm fine with the rule gone, to be very honest.
Yeah. Bruce Prime is asking which ISL teams you guys support. I support BFC, Arnava, Mumbai and Punjab. I'm guessing Mumbai and Punjab.
Yeah, Mumbai and Punjab, both. Yeah.
That's who we support. Yeah, guys. So that was our preview of Odisha versus Mohun Bagan. We'll be back tomorrow for the post match, and we'll sit and we'll discuss everything that happened in the game, what to look forward to in the second leg, and of course, preview day after's game between Goa and Mumbai, the first leg of that, of course. Thanks everyone for joining in the chat. Thanks Arnav for joining in. Of course, Hiren has dropped out for some work. But yeah, please do like and share these videos. Subscribe to all the channels: Sports Kabri, Iron Foot, and Curious Eye. We'll be back tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.